Hi, it's Michelle Fox, and today we are going to talk about FloDesk and email forms, email funnels, collecting emails, the whole concept. I was completely unfamiliar with this until this past January, so just a short 4 months ago. And when I first got on FloDesk, even though it's very user friendly, I've heard compared to other programs, I just didn't get it. I didn't really understand what I was doing. I didn't understand what the forms were, where they existed. I just couldn't quite put it all together in my head. So I don't know if anybody else has ever felt like that, but I'm going to really just kind of go through this, from the very, very beginning, step by step. So forgive me if it's too basic. The thought is that at any point, Facebook could shut you down and all of the followers and friends and group members that you have could just vanish. So if you don't have some kind of database with their contact information, you would really be out of luck. And so it behooves you to have your own way of obtaining some way of contacting people, and the choice seems to be their email address. And there's such a thing called a click funnel, where you offer something and the person, your target audience, wants that. And so they click and it requests their email in order for them to get whatever that is. So you see some kind of beautiful ad for a video on how to fix something. And you think, oh my gosh, it's exactly what I need to fix. And so you click, and then it asks for your first name, your email, and it says, oh, look, check your inbox, that you'll get this information in your inbox any moment. Well, now your email address is the property of whoever is giving you that information. You always have the opportunity to unsubscribe. I'm pretty sure that that is required. So whether you have a reason right now to utilize all the email addresses that you are starting to collect or not, this is a case of really thinking big picture down the road, or worst case scenario, kind of a preventive measure should you ever get shut down, lose access to something, your business closes. That happens, sadly. That you just want to have sort of this insurance in place, that you have a way to contact the people that are interested in what you have to sell or represent. So that's the idea behind it. And when the words like having like a landing page and the form and the blog and your own website and stuff, I was like, because all I have a company website where I send people to place orders, and I have Facebook. I don't know any of that other stuff. And so the concept of somebody clicking and going somewhere and getting something, I'm like, where are they going? Like, where am I sending them? It just really took me a long time to get my head around it. So let me show you where they're going, okay? So we're going to go to FloDesk, FloDesk, and it is a paid subscription. The first month is free, so you can kind of check it out, see if you love it. And here's what's really cool, is that I used it for a month, and I wasn't convinced that I really needed this in my life, so I did not have a subscription. A few months went by, changed my mind. Yes, I want a subscription. So I paid for it. It's $38 full price, but you can usually find a promo code, and I have one that I can give you where you get it for half price, $19 a month. So I did that for a couple of months. Then I thought, no, I don't think I need this anymore. So then I walked away from it. Here's the good news, that when I decided once again, yes, this is the platform I'm going to use, all of the forms that I had created previously were still in there. The links were still live. I didn't lose anything. It's not like they erased or eliminated or got rid of my emails or anything like that. So that's really cool, because I almost feel like I deserved that. But they were, all that information was still there waiting for me, thank goodness. So anything that I had done previously, anything that I had done during that free trial period, what I had done, during that short time that I had a subscription and then I lapsed and then I went back, all of it was still there. So that's awesome because I know there are some cases where if you end your subscription, then it's like you're starting all over again, and that's not the case. So we're just going to go to FloDesk so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so here we are in FloDesk. You can try it free for 30 days. And then if you decide to purchase it, make sure that you use a discount code. Hopefully, I'll be able to make sense as I talk because I feel like it's something that you have to do a few times really to really get it. Part of the issue with me was this bare bones opening page. Before I made these emails, there was nothing there. It was just like all white space. And I was like, what? Somebody needs to explain something, what is this? You are either going to make an email that, and you would do that in the case where you have the contact information. So you have the emails to send it to, and in that email you are either providing the freebie or you're sending them to your web page, your blog post, something like that. You can make a form, which is the landing page. So someone like me, where I don't have any place to send people, I needed to create that place. So FloDesk allows me to create a form for people to land on. A workflow is a flow chart basically, where you're saying, okay, first, when a person clicks on here, the first thing that I want to happen is they get this email, and then 3 days later, I want them to get this video, and then a week after that, I want them to get this thank you message. And you decide exactly how that works. Audience, you have to define or call your group of people that you're collecting something. They are called a segment, but then you create a segment, you name it something. So I usually call the segment whatever the freebie is. So the people that asked for my video, how to go live from your desktop, that segment is called going live from your desktop because I am not any more creative than that. So those are the 4 basic things that can be done on here. So let's go to Facebook and see exactly when someone would use this. So this is my personal page. Someone who's just kind of, hasn't seen me in a long time and becomes my Facebook friend, and they see on my banner that, oh, I also am starting to talk to people about, marketing, online marketing. Click here for a free video going live on Facebook. So that's interesting. Now, between you and me, the click here, that doesn't really work. You know what I mean? It's not actually a clickable thing, but anytime anybody clicks on a banner, you go to this little blurb area and you get to, decide what you want to say about your banner. So that's where you provide a link. Okay. So I provided this link, and I'm saying, if you want this first video, which is a YouTube video, click this link. So, all right. So they're going to click the link. Instead of having them go straight to the YouTube video, which is probably what I would have done, but I'm not getting their information that way, right? So now they click this and they go to this beautiful landing page, aka form from FloDesk. How to go live on Facebook for beginners. Okay, so this is the form that I created. It's pretty self-explanatory. Well, no, I take that back. You can Google, how do I make a form in FloDesk? And FloDesk does have some tutorials. When I say it's self-explanatory, only in the sense that, you're going to put your little blurb in here, you're going to create a title here, that kind of thing. But yeah, there's a learning curve for sure. Let's see. So oh gosh, to create it takes a long time. So, but okay. New form. We'll pretend. That's the very first thing I did. I created a form. You can either do a pop-up, an inline, or a full page. I was told that full page is the easiest, especially if you don't have a blog or any place else to send them. So that's what I did. I've never done the other two, so I can't speak to that. I don't know what they're like. So this is the only form I've ever used. So I just customized that and turned it into that. Okay. And I don't think I am going to take the time to go through that step by step, because that takes a minute. So I created that form. Prior to that, I had to specify my audience. And like I said, I usually call my audience whatever I call the form. So I created my going live. I don't know. Which one is it? I think this one I called social media training. It was my very first one ever. Okay, so I've got my audience. I've got the form. Now I'm ready for the workflow. And let's see. This is the one. So I had it set up so that the trigger is that somebody subscribes to my segment, which is that clickable thingamajig in my Facebook page, my Facebook wall, and that was a form. All right, so then I told you that they're waiting for an email to come in their inbox. Well, this is the email. So this is being told, imagine this is like a little robot or something. Okay, so when this person clicks this, send this, right away. So it sends that. Then I can say, okay, then 3 days later, I want you to send this. And this is like a thank you for getting my video. And then I think I send like a free workbook or something. And I could keep that going. Then I could say, and a week after that, send them this brochure or send them this clickable flyer or, whatever. So you can keep that going as long as you want. But in early days, keep it simple. So social media training, then they get this email. I will show you a little bit how that is put together. So you do have to create the email. You have to, it gives you a few, let's see, I think it's under layout. Yeah. So under layout, you've got all these different options, like how you want it to look. So you pick the one, that you want to work with, the one that just is, has the right vibe for you. And then you just start customizing it. So, all right, if I change this, it'll change all of this. So I have to be careful. I don't want to change anything. Okay. No, I don't want to do any of that. All right, hopefully nothing just happened. Okay. So the block, when you want to work on colors, fonts, things kind of logistically, that's under block. So I changed the background color. It always starts out white, which seems boring to me. So you can change the colors here. The layout I already showed you. Link. Okay. So whatever was here before, was not appropriate. So I had to change it to what I'm giving. Free video, how to go live on Facebook. Put my picture there. So then I, put all this blah, blah, blah in there. And then I wanted them to get a video. You can decide if they're getting a link, like a website link, which this video goes to YouTube, so it is a website link, or if they're getting a file attachment. This one, I actually give them both. So the video, you say, well, how do they get the video? How's it attached? Right over here under link, then you put in the link that, that this is going to go to when they click it. Okay, here's the thing. This button up here, send test, that is like a lifesaver, because me, I was doing this, I'm like, I don't even understand what I'm doing or why I'm doing it. So I had to send it to myself several times, to really understand that it was working, what it does, why it does it, and make sure it looked right. So that, keep in mind that you get to do that. Also, keep in mind that nobody can access this until you give them the very first clickable link for your form. So even though they say it's live, that's true. It's out there in cyberspace, but until you give somebody that information, nobody's looking at it yet. So don't feel like I used to feel kind of this anxiety, like I need to get this up and running and looking fabulous because it's live, it's out there, but nobody's looking at it yet. So okay, so you do whatever you're gonna do on here, finish this up, and then when you send it, so over here it's telling you, okay, so we're gonna send this email. You already told me you want this format. Yep. If you've got more than one email address, you can specify the one that you want it to be sent from. If you have different businesses. You can change the subject line. I think that the original subject line is something like your freebie or something. So I, put something a little more specific. And then preview text, sometimes on a phone, you can see a little bit of text before you actually click on, open up the email. So I want it to be friendly and exciting, like, oh, you made a great choice. Can't wait to show you, something positive where they are indeed going to click it. I have had people subscribe to my things and never open up what they requested, so that's kind of odd. I don't know why that is. Okay, so publish basically means finish. You're doing that. So you're publishing that now so that it's out there in cyberspace. Okay, so how do you get people in there? How do you tell them, how do you make it accessible? Then we're going to go back to your form. I know, you'll have to watch this more than once. Trust me, I've been working on this forever and I still don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you go back to your forms and then here, this is the form. You click the three dots. You want to share this link. Okay, so you can share that page link. And so that is basically, I copied and pasted that here. All right. I like to use Bitly. That's a story for another day where you can customize your link. I like to customize my links rather than having crazy long, letters and numbers and things like that nobody's going to remember. That's just me. But this is ready to go. So you could just copy and paste this. So you could actually, so let's say you want to do something right away. You want to send, I'll show you this. I got to show you this really quick so you have something to send. Okay. So let's say you go to Canva and there's something called an infographic. They're already created, and so just pick something that has something to do with what you sell or do or are you interested in, or a group that you're in or whatever. Pick one and customize it. You can totally change it. Like you can just like the format, but not even do anything like what this is about. Like I'll pick one and do something about skincare or makeup. So it can be anything. So you go in and you save this. So this is now your infographic. All right. It's yours and you download it. So now it's a file that you own. It's beautiful. It's colorful. It looks just like this. So that when you go to FloDesk, you can create a form that they click, and then the workflow says that when they click that they get an email, and in the email you provide that file, the file that you just downloaded over here from Canva. You with me? So the idea is that you want to provide something of value that's not really costing you anything, but that the person receiving it will appreciate, and it makes you look professional and generous. And Canva is the great place to do it because this is pretty user friendly. So you can do that fairly quickly. And then the way that you would offer it is by doing your workflow and having that be included in the email that comes. I guess I don't need to show you again, but that would be included in the email that comes. All right. I know, I know, I know. Okay, here we go. I gotta look at you. I gotta look you in the eye a minute. Here we go. I know. I know, it's crazy. It's like, I mean, maybe you get it. I don't, whatever. But like I was just like, okay, I'm doing this, and then I'm doing this, and then they're going there, but then I need to call it something, and I'm sending them something, and but what is happening? I just, I don't know what it was that made it such a difficult thing for me to really get a hold of. And like I said, I still am pretty limited because I've only done the full length forms. I haven't done, the pop up and whatever the other thing is. So, I'm still learning as well. But here's the cool thing is that your Facebook banner, for example, is prime real estate. Everyone that clicks on your little picture when they want to visit you, or when they're curious about you, or they're responding to something, a message that you send them, or they even see that you replied to something that they posted and they just want to go check out your page. When they do that, what do they see? They see your banner. So if on your banner, loud and proud, you've got some kind of offer, click here for whatever, and it's something they want. Like, don't say click here to be on my mailing list, or click here to provide your email, or, nobody wants to do that. So it's got to be click here for my 5 favorite household cleaning products. Click here for my free guide on how to do your nails in less than 10 minutes. Something that they're going to think, oh, I want that. I want that guide. And they just then, click on your banner, which is basically opening up a picture. And then the caption for your picture, you're providing a link. That link is your form. So they click that and they go to the form, which is that beautiful page where it collects their name and email. Then you get that information and it just gets stored. I know, I was thinking, what am I going to do with this? So don't worry about that. It's just getting stored in FloDesk for now. So you're collecting emails. That's the important part. And you're giving value. So then they go to their inbox. And then the next thing, they get that very classy, professional looking email that you put together. And the email includes either a link that takes them to a website, to a YouTube video, or an attachment that provides a PDF, a picture, the infographic that I just showed you, something like that. Okay. So let me know. Does this make sense? Because like I said, I struggled. I am more than willing to field questions, but of course, FloDesk has videos, and YouTube obviously has a bajillion videos. But what will really help, what will really seal the deal, is you doing it. All right. And so, like I said, even though it says, you're live, you're not live. I mean, you're live, but you're not, nobody's seeing it until you give them the link. So just get in there, play around, get your verbiage in there, change the colors, change the fonts, get some pictures in there, go to Canva, make something, attach it, practice, do the little send to me, where you can send it to yourself to see if it's working. And I'll tell you what, the first time you do that and it works and you get like a really nice, cool looking professional thing, you're like, shoo, like that looks really nice. Like that's like what professionals do, right? When you're on Facebook and you see those little pop-up ads, because how they know the stuff that you like, which is kind of creepy, but now we understand it's in our favor. And then you sign up, you give them your email because you want whatever guide they're offering, and it shows up in your inbox. Now that's you. You're offering that. So it's cool, right? And for the first 30 days, you can try that and do that for free. So check that out. And I will put the promo code somewhere. I'll have like someplace on here that I can put it, but it's really simple. I think it's like, like promo 19 or something. I don't know, but I'll find it and put it in there. So, okay, just give it a try. All right. We'll talk more about this, but this is just kind of getting it started. So I know it's hard, but I mean, it's hard because it's so new to most of us. But apparently, FloDesk is much easier than most, and it's much more. It's much less expensive. So if and when you decide to go with something, this is a great starter point. For some reason, like the really big wigs, they say that they started out on FloDesk and then they always end up using something else. So I don't really know what the advantage of that is, but I'm not there yet. So, okay, I'm wrapping it up because I'm confusing myself. So hopefully you got something out of it. That's it. We'll talk about personal branding next. All right. I know you can hardly wait. All right. Bye.